used to,
Well,
except now you have higher
I'm
monthly
gonna
payments
play
because
as
you convinced
much
yourself
as
you deserve.
possible.
Welcome to
I
the
don't see
Paycheck
like
Mirage, where
trying to train a
$50,000
lot.
somehow feels exactly like being broke with
Weirdly,
a
I'm
credit card debt. My name
8'7"
is Nick, and I've spent way too
Pretty
much time
weird.
figuring out why people making decent money still feel like they're drowning financially. If you're someone who looks at your salary and thinks it should be enough, but your bank account tells a completely different story, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if it ends up making you question everything you thought you knew about money. Here's the thing that nobody talks about when they're celebrating that promotion or new job offer. $50,000 isn't actually $50,000. It's not even close. By the
FS
time the
Kyle.
government takes their cut, your employer deducts benefits, and life extracts its hidden fees that supposedly solid middle-class income starts looking more like survival wages. But the real kicker isn't just the math. It's the psychology. Your brain doesn't adjust your expectations based on your take-home pay. It adjusts them based on that big number on your offer, and that's where everything starts falling apart. Let's do some uncomfortable math together. $50,000 sounds respectable until you realize that after federal taxes, state taxes, Social Security, and Medicare, you're looking at maybe $38,000 actually hitting your account. That's roughly $3,000 per month in most states. Now, before you start thinking that $3,000 a month should be plenty, let's see where that money actually goes. The average rent for a decent one-bedroom apartment in most cities is pushing $1,500. That's already half your income gone before you've bought a single grocery item. Add in a car payment because you need reliable transportation to get to the job that pays you $50,000, and there goes another $400. Yeah, insurance for the car, insurance for your health, maybe some basic utilities, and suddenly you're down to about $800 for the entire month. $800 to cover food, gas, clothes, any kind of entertainment, unexpected expenses, and supposedly building wealth for your future. This is where the mirage becomes crystal clear. You're making what society considers decent money, but you're living like someone who makes minimum wage, except with better job titles and more student loan debt. The $50,000 salary is an illusion that tricks you into thinking you've made it, while the actual purchasing power keeps you stuck in the exact same financial patterns you had when you were making less. But here's where things get really twisted. Making $50,000 puts you in this weird financial purgatory where you earn too much to
Nice, he
qualify
left
for
the
most
map.
assistance programs, but too little to actually build meaningful wealth. You're caught in the middle class squeeze where your income is just high enough to disqualify you from help, but not nearly high enough to not need it. It's like being stuck in the worst possible position at a poker table where you have just enough chips to stay in the game, but not enough to make any real moves. The psychological impact of this situation is devastating in ways most people don't recognize. When you're making minimum wage, you know you're broke. Your expectations align with your reality. You eat ramen, you shop at thrift stores, and you accept that luxuries aren't for you right now. There's a weird clarity in that struggle, but when you're making $50,000, society tells you that you should be comfortable. Your friends and family expect you to have your life together. You feel pressured to maintain a certain lifestyle because, after all, you're making good money. This creates what I call lifestyle acquisition anxiety. You start buying things not because you can truly afford
We even
them,
lost a
but
goal
because you feel like
during
you
one
should be able
game.
to afford them. That morning coffee habit that costs $5 might seem insignificant, but it represents something much deeper. Like, it's your brain trying to reconcile the gap between what you think your income should provide and what it actually provides. You're not just buying coffee, you're buying the feeling of being someone who can casually spend $5 without thinking about it. The credit card companies know this psychology better than you do. They see that $50,000 salary and immediately approve you for credit lines that would have been impossible when you were making $30,000. Suddenly you have access to $10,000 or $15,000 in available credit, and your brain starts treating that credit as extended income. The monthly payment on a $2,000 credit card balance feels manageable when you're making decent money, so you justify a purchase, then another purchase, then another. This is how people making $50,000 end up with the same financial stress as people making $30,000. The only difference is that the $50,000 earner has nicer stuff to be stressed about. They're eating better food while worrying about money. They're driving a newer car while living paycheck to paycheck. They're wearing better clothes while their savings account stays empty. The mirage becomes even more powerful when you start comparing yourself to others in your income bracket. Social media doesn't help this situation. You see people who supposedly make similar money posting photos from vacations you can't afford, eating at restaurants that would blow your weekly budget, and buying things that seem completely out of reach. This creates a constant feeling that you're doing something wrong with your money, when in reality, most of those people are either financing their lifestyle with debt, or have financial advantages they're not posting about. What's particularly cruel about
He's
$50,000
gonna be
trap
so
is
mad
that
when
it's
he
just enough money
loses
to make you
because
feel
I don't
guilty
care.
about financial
I'm
stress.
trying my
When you
best. I
complain
don't
about
care
money,
what you think.
people look at your salary and
And
assume
because
you're
I
bad
said
with
thanks,
budgeting.
he's gonna
They
be
don't
super
understand that
mad.
after taxes, rent, transportation, and basic living expenses, there's virtually nothing left to budget. You end up feeling ashamed about your financial situation because, on paper, you should be fine. The housing market makes this mirage
Well, he shot it in, so
frustrating.
actually it makes sense.
$50,000 might qualify you for a mortgage in theory, but in practice, it qualifies you for homes that are
Let's
either
win this stuff.
terrible neighborhoods or require so much work that you'd need another $50,000 just to make them livable. You're stuck renting because
Okay, does he want me to actually play for them?
zero equity while watching your monthly payment disappear into someone else's investment. This is where the real psychological trap
That was
begins.
not an easy
You start
shot, by the
believing
way.
that the solution is simply making more money. If 50,000 feels like being broke, then surely 75,000 will solve everything. Then you get that next promotion, and somehow 75,000 starts feeling exactly like 50,000 used to feel. Your expenses mysteriously expand to fill whatever income you have available, and you find yourself back in the same emotional place, just with a higher number on your paycheck. The paycheck
He's
garage
terrible
isn't
as
just
well,
about
like,
$50,000.
just gonna
It's
put
about
that
a
out there.
fundamental disconnect between gross income and actual financial freedom. It's about how society conditions us to judge our financial success based on salary numbers that don't reflect the reality of modern living
Lol,
costs.
I'm
It's
so
about
happy
how
this
easy
guy
it is
lost.
to get trapped in a cycle
This guy
where
is so
making more money
annoying.
never actually translates to feeling more financially
I'm
secure.
so confused
Most
how he won
insidious of this
the
whole situation is
2v1
how
though.
the
Still,
$50,000
I
salary
still think I might have been the worst player there, but like,
you
damn,
convince yourself that you
that
just
my
need to be
teammate was
smarter,
also not that good, and
more
like,
disciplined, better at
I don't know,
budgeting.
and the
You
other
download every
opponent
financial
was
app,
so
you
good,
read
so
articles
somehow
about
he
meal
won, I don't
prepping,
know.
and you genuinely believe that if you just optimize hard enough, you can make it work. Meanwhile, you're trying
Okay.
to squeeze water from a stone while pretending the stone is
That was such an annoying teammate to be honest. He wasn't even trash talking, he was just super annoying. Like, I don't know, we kind of think that everything in Rocket League is trash talking. No, that's not trash talking, that's just being annoying.
Stop buying
And yeah, actually yeah, that's
use
basically
coupons, find a side hustle. The advice isn't wrong technically, but it completely ignores the mathematical reality of your situation. You can cut every possible expense and still find yourself with maybe an extra $100 per month, which disappears the moment your car needs tires or your laptop decides to die. The side hustle suggestion is particularly entertaining. Sure, let me just work another 20 hours per week on top of my full-time job so I can afford the basic dignity of not checking my bank balance before buying groceries. Nothing says work-life balance like turning every evening and weekend into another opportunity to generate income. The gig economy has convinced us that financial stress is just a personal motivation problem that can be solved with more entrepreneurial spirit and less sleep. Here's what really happens when you're trapped in the paycheck.
You know, I really believe in when someone's being annoying, you should be annoying to them too. Depends on the degree, because there was actually... There's a degree when it gets too annoying.
The difference between $2 and $3 feels genuinely significant. Then you'll go home and mindlessly pay $150 for car insurance without questioning whether you're getting ripped off because some expenses feel too big and complicated to challenge. You start making decisions based on monthly payments instead of actual costs, which is exactly how...
That was a terrible try to say. He was so much higher than the book. But whatever.
The service is just $10. The gym membership is only $25. None of these feel like budget breakers individually, but collectively they're performing service.
But the thing is, he had to do it preemptively, so it made sense, I guess.
Where your money went while staring at a phone that can do everything except pay your bills. The psychological toll of living in this financial limbo is exhausting in ways that people with actual money can't comprehend. You're constantly doing mental math in your head. Can I afford to go out to dinner with friends, or will that throw off my entire month? Is it worth driving across town to save $5 on something, or should I just pay the premium for convenience? Every decision becomes a cost-benefit analysis, and you start to realize that having a $50,000 salary doesn't buy you freedom. It buys you the privilege of being stressed about money while being successful to people who don't know your bank account password. The dating world becomes particularly awkward when you're caught in the paycheck mirage. You want to be generous, you want to pay for dinners and activities, you want to seem like you have your life together. After all, you make decent money. But splitting every check becomes a survival strategy disguised as progressive values. You become really creative at suggesting activities that don't cost money while pretending it's because you value authentic connection over materialism. Which, to be fair, you probably do, but mostly because materialism is expensive and you're broke. Social situations become minefields of financial anxiety. Your friends want to go to that new restaurant where entrees start at $30. Your coworkers suggest a weekend trip that costs more than your monthly food budget. Someone's getting married and expects you to attend a destination wedding because, hey, you make good money, so obviously you can afford to fly across the country and stay in a hotel for a weekend.
Okay, that's it. Yes. Okay, let me...
Who's always busy, always has other plans, always has some excuse for why you can't participate in activities that require spending money you don't actually have. The student loan situation makes everything
Okay, that was lucky.
worse if you're part of the generation that was told college was mandatory for success. You're paying $300 per month for the privilege of having qualified for a job that pays $50,000. It's like paying rent on knowledge you already consumed, except the knowledge doesn't keep...
No, it depends on what you're doing. Some are even worse and some are better. Like computer science, you can do better. And most actually, a lot of things actually not as important.
Pyramid scheme designed by people who went to college when it cost less than a decent used car. The healthcare system adds another layer of absurdity to the $50,000 experience. You have insurance through your employer, which sounds great until you realize that having insurance and being able to afford healthcare are two
That was not
things.
a normal assist. I don't know how I did
Might as well be $3 million given your budget constraints. You start treating minor health issues like financial...
Like, I wasn't attempting to do that, but hey, it worked. Let's go.
Or should I just wait and see if it goes away? You become a medical gambler, betting your health...
We can lose this still. This goal. Which means we can lose
the retirement
completely,
planning
but
conversation
yeah.
becomes particularly hilarious when you're living the $50,000 struggle. Financial advisors tell you to save 15% of your income for retirement, which would be $7,500 per year. That's more than some people spend on rent in...
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than just Peyton Manning. I'm also motivating Manning. When I say insurance, you say financial services. Insurance. Financial services. Insurance. Financial services. Now when I say Nationwide, you you say is both. Nationwide.
Joey.
For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
Certain parts of the country, but somehow you're supposed to just casually set that aside while also paying for current survival. The math doesn't work, but everyone pretends it does. You're supposed to sacrifice
Where's Gerard? Where's Gerard? What's Gerard? Who's Gerard? For Gerard.
This is where the generation
Yeah, no,
gap becomes
I'm pretty sure the ranks just got harder. There's, you know, it's not a weird thing for it to happen.
have a completely different relationship with a $50,000 salary. When you don't have
It
any
makes
money
sense,
as a
actually.
safety net, that income has to stretch further and work harder. Every financial setback becomes a potential catastrophe because there's no backup plan, no family loan, no inherited cushion to fall back on. You're playing financial life on expert mode while watching other people play on easy, and they're confused about why you're struggling with the same game they're winning. The housing market specifically seems designed to mock people making $50,000. You can afford rent, but you can't save for a down payment because rent takes up too much of your income. You're trapped paying someone else's mortgage while being told that renting is just throwing money away. The advice to move somewhere cheaper ignores the reality that cheaper places typically offer fewer job opportunities and moving costs money you don't have. You're geographically trapped by your income level and stuck in expensive areas because that's where the jobs are, but unable to afford the areas where the jobs are located. The whole system feels rigged against the $50,000 earner in ways that are almost comedic if they weren't so financially devastating. You make too much for assistance, but too little for comfort. You're successful enough to be envied by people making less, but struggling enough to envy people.
No, it's crazy that he got a decent 50 out of it.
Financial middle ground where everyone assumes you're doing fine while you're quietly drowning in slow motion, wondering how a salary that seemed so promising turned into such an elaborate form of financial quicksand. The truly maddening part about the $50,000 salary is how it trains you to become an expert at financial gymnastics that would impress Olympic judges. You develop skills that have no practical value outside of poverty management. You can calculate the exact number of days until payday while standing in the grocery store checkout line. You know which gas stations have the cheapest prices within a 15-mile radius. You've memorized the schedule for every happy hour in your city because $3 tacos at 4:30 on a Tuesday might be your only shot at eating out this month. You become fluent in the language of financial procrastination. Your vocabulary expands to include phrases like, I'll get it next paycheck, and let me check my account first, and the classic, I'm trying to be more mindful about spending. These aren't lies. They're survival strategies disguised as personal growth. You've turned being broke into a philosophical lifestyle choice because admitting you can't afford something feels more embarrassing than pretending you're on some kind of voluntary financial detox. The subscription economy was clearly designed by people who understand exactly how the $50,000 brain works. They know
No, you almost
justify
missed that.
$9.99 per month for almost anything. Netflix, Spotify, that meditation app you use twice, the gym membership that makes you feel athletic just by
I don't know why he was there, but maybe I shouldn't have been there. That makes sense as well.
But collectively, they're like financial termites eating away at your foundation while you're focused on the big, obvious expenses. The worst part is how these companies make canceling feel like a personal failure.
Damn, he almost scored that. He actually hit it better than I did.
Leaving, which your brain interprets as 3 months of found money rather than 3 more months of delayed financial responsibility. You become trapped in subscription relationships that are harder to escape than most romantic ones, and significantly more expensive.
That's because of training,
Credit card
probably.
companies have turned the $50,000
I could have gotten that if I was
They know exactly how much credit to offer to keep you floating, but never quite swimming. They understand that someone making 50,000 will responsibly manage a $5,000 credit limit right up until something unexpected happens. Then that 5,000 becomes a lifeline, and suddenly you're paying 23% interest on car repairs that cost more than your monthly take-home pay. So here's the brutal truth about a $50,000 salary. It's not your math skills that are broken, it's the math itself. You're not failing at budgeting, you're succeeding at surviving in a system designed to keep you running in place while convincing you that the treadmill is actually a path to somewhere better. The real mirage isn't just the money, it's the promise that working harder and earning more will eventually set you free. When the game is rigged to expand your expenses faster than your income can grow.
Before starting my journey at WGU, I transferred from a community college. It kind of gave me the chance to get my foot on in the door, and I didn't have as many credits to finish at WGU. So it just gave me that flexibility to be able to do my courses whenever.
Learn more now.
You know, I'm not mad. I am usually mad, but not this time. Maybe I'm a little mad.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is? I'm here with your favorite Zionist prince, the sweet prince.
Take Shady J today to see the real Israel, to see some amazing food.
Wow,
That's good, huh? To see some amazing culture, some history. Woo! This country for real. We're going far up north to the border of Lebanon. That's what we're going up to.
fucking hell.
Yeah, man.
We are going for it. We are going for the whole thing. And obviously, we're gonna have some food.
Yes, a lot of food. A lot of food throughout the day.
Rain or all.
So guys,
How is he not helping
for
the...
a while, the Lahuhe is a fact. One of the best
Okay,
experiences.
I can believe you.
I'm ready for it.
I told you everything in this city is kind of like an artistic experience. Even the way that they make the food is an arty experience. You know? So Lahuhe is a Yemenite bread, and here they have like a cool concept where they roll it up and they put different things inside of it, salads, cheeses, whatever it be, and it's absolutely delicious.
I'm here for the full shebang, the whole food experience. The food, the taste, the smells, the artsiness of it as well. Did you hear what she said? She went.
Ah, look at that, gourmet.
Bro. Man. Yeah,
Nice.
Dynamite. Love it.
I was introduced to a peculiar drink called the God's Juice.
Right.
That was almost too high.
זה לא היה סלי
Weirdly.
לראות או משהו?
Here I come. Oh, here I come.
Okay, let me explain something real quick. Have you ever seen videos of the Houthi terrorist group? Have you ever seen them before? In Yemen, they put like it's kind of like this plant that gets you high a little bit. It's like almost like cocaine, and they chew on it all day. You ever seen it? When they spit it out. Yeah. So it's a famous thing. I never heard about this, but they actually made juice from it. They're gonna let us try it, so we're gonna try this juice. I mean, I'll take a sip because I'm curious, but you can drink it if you want to. He said it's gonna make you like kind of crazy. Let's try it anyways for the experience, you know? Yeah. We have to because we're here. We'll get the gut juice.
Wait, what do you call it? The mad juice?
Gut.
Oh,
Gut.
Gut juice.
איך קוראים לזה באנגלית? Gut. Yeah.
If you have to God.
תחושה לאישה? He said it's kind of like Viagra, like it kind of gives you aphrodisiac. It gives you
It makes your blood rush.
makes you like a passionate.
That was a terribly played point right there for us. Like, we played terribly, not them.
Makes you like a passionate, you know, for the woman at night. He's saying it more classy than I'm saying it.
In shortly, you remember the first Coca-Cola? Yeah. You know what to put inside? Yeah. The coca leaves? Yeah. This is it.
Fun fact, the first Coca-Cola was made from coca leaves, which were used to make cocaine. Now you know.
Okay.
What do you say, Shady Shay?
Shady Shay.
Mate, I'm here already.
Just a sip.
I'm here already. I'm here already. I come back down.
Might as well.
I come back down now.
Okay.
Let's get it.
Let's get it, bro.
Proper hot spice. Make it fire. Make it go. That's it. My stomach never burn.
The interior unfolded like a sacred tapestry, woven with the soul of authentic Israeli culture. Art, jewelry, and ancient musical instruments shimmered with stories of a distant past. Whispering echoes of history long forgotten. Time seemed to dissolve, carrying me far beyond the present, back to the dawn of civilization. In that quiet awe, I felt as though I stood at the threshold of heaven itself, gently knocking on its doors.
Need gift card ideas for your boyfriend? The traveler? The fitness guru? Or your makeup artist bestie? Giftcards.com has hundreds of top-brand gift cards to choose from, all wrapped up in one easy click. Find a gift card for everyone at giftcards.com.
同你自製嘅 Snack Wrap 講拜拜，全靠你哋嘅發明同私信將原版帶翻嚟 McDonald's。你贏咗，班 fans 都贏咗。
Damn, that's crazy. 3-3.
Man, like traveling clots. Blood clots.
This is that gat juice. Alright, we're gonna film you trying it for the first time.
Gal juice.
Gat. Like gat.
Here you have to go.
Alright, so here we have the lahok, and we have the gat juice, which is again that sort of cocaine-like leaf.
That was so close to being out.
Coffee. Okay. So take a sip of
You know what? Maybe it's not as... Actually, it is. No, yeah, it's not just because of the other guy. I'm actually so surprised that went in, because that...
Really?
It tastes very good.
Oh, it is good.
It's good.
It tastes a little light.
It reminds me of a drink we have in Nigeria called Zobo. I'm not sure what it's called. I think hibiscus leaves.
Yeah, it kind of tastes like hibiscus a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's go. MVP even.
It doesn't. It tastes safe.
Yeah, it tastes safe.
But I trust him though. So
Interesting.
I believe him. No, I believe him that he's gonna get me bonkers. Okay, guys.
Okay.
Bonkers.
So this is the lahok. Lahok is a flatbread from Yemen.
Oh.
Juice and cocoa in for a very long time. They roll it up here specifically. They put cheese and tomatoes inside.
Renati Jr.
And yeah,
Renati.
enjoy.
You know what I'm doing?
This is Shady Shades.
You see what I'm
Food
doing?
video.
I'm rubbing it.
So it doesn't explode?
So my hands will be a bit wet. Then I'm gonna wipe it. See, there's no water to wash my hands.
Little wipes.
See, a bit clever.
Little dab.
Oh, damn.
Is there no bathroom?
Nice, that was lucky. I didn't think that would work. Oh, hi, Leopardie. What? 2-3 bands and you think? I don't know what you're even saying, to be honest.
My brother.
Leopardie.
Okay. Yalla,
We haven't talked in a long time.
I'll just take a piece like this.
I was worried we weren't gonna talk again. Okay. I know it's kind of my fault, but yeah. Like I could have called you at any time.
Oh, I love the cheese.
well.
Wow, he made it spicy this time.
No, I mean of stream, maybe 2 months, but yeah, I never called you. Yeah, you never either, but yeah, I should have called you. Doesn't mean I should have called you as well. Doesn't excuse the fact that I didn't call you. What's the question? I can't read all of that, I'm playing a match. But yeah, what's the question? I read that part.
My pancakes. Some pancakes make money.
But why are you asking if you can ask a question?
It's not just because I'm hungry. I love the texture in the mouth.
Of course you can ask a question, that's what a chat is.
This gooiness to it.
What does that mean? Did I like fart? No. I fart a lot, but not today. I don't know what did you crack mean. Did you laugh? Yeah, I have no idea what it means.
I was Mizrahi, right? This is a very Mizrahi food. Mizrahi are all the Jews that came from the Eastern world, from Arabia, from the Middle East. So this is a very Yemenite Jew.
Damn, I missed that so badly.
All the time, they always have this in the house.
They eat well.
Damn.
They eat well. I call this finger licking.
He hit it too fast.
No, that's all you, bro.
Damn, we're doing pretty bad.
I was hoping you would say that.
That's all you, brother.
Yeah, I was thinking. Did I fuck?
Ticks as well to the paper.
Yeah, I remember you. What are these questions? These are like questions that I don't really.
For me, it's just like a hint of
I don't know. Like, who cares about these questions?
For me, the spice is perfect.
Did I fuck? Did I crack? What are these questions? Like the weirdest questions possible. Oh no.
Well,
We lost.
that was fantastic.
Okay, well no, but we probably lost anyway.
I enjoyed every bit of that.
You're Ryan. Ryan D.
Every bit.
Of course I remember you. The thing is, I might not remember most people in chat, but I remember you.
Now we're gonna have hummus.
And then you're gonna have the crazy town.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. The organs.
The organs. Hopefully we can find some organs. Find some fish.
I have some fish yesterday. Guys, watch out for that video.
Damn, we lost a huge boost.
I'm just a bit worried to drink all of it.
The God.
Yeah, because I actually believe him. I don't think he's joking.
I mean, the thing is, that's not even that bad of a question. Do I have a girlfriend? It might not seem like a good question, but I mean, not really. But it's not a bad question either. I don't have a girlfriend though. No.
That's it. Yes, guys, so if you love my video,
I don't think it really matters, to be honest. The thing is, I always think, oh, I really want a girlfriend, but I don't think so. In reality, I'm happy the way I am, and I don't really, girlfriend or no girlfriend, doesn't really matter, I guess. The thing that matters the most is that I'm happy. What is this lag? Okay, it's good now. No, it's not good now. Wait, what? It is good, it's just showing that it's lagging. Nice. I do talk to girls. What? I do though. I have like a friend that's a girl, but like, you know what? I don't care. I don't know why I was that defensive, but yeah, I do talk to girls. Why is everything with you about girls?
wish that I had somebody telling me this a few years ago.
It's
because
pretty
I learned
weird.
Exactly
I don't think it's
what it
that
costs me,
important.
and my blueprint going forward to make sure it's never going to
Like,
happen again.
not talking to girl. I mean, you're technically an incel, but like, it doesn't matter. I'm capable of talking to girls, so why do I need to talk to girls?
This meant I closed down my
It's
coffee
like,
company. I started selling
can we not talk
real estate,
about
and I would
girls?
do
Like, it's a very weird topic.
a month. And in the beginning, it was incredibly
Ryan.
freeing. See, the thing is, up until that point, I
Ryan.
just spent my entire life saying yes to every single opportunity because in my mind, you never knew.
I mean, I don't know why, to be honest. I mean, maybe you're saying it because I said the word offensive. But yeah, I'm saying, like, you don't need to talk about girls. It's the most boring topic. That's what I'm
I never
saying.
would have fallen headfirst into investing. I never would have made YouTube videos. And you wouldn't be here today watching this video. There were just so many random yes opportunities that I have enthusiastically agreed
Maybe
to.
I said it in a defensive way.
It's created this cycle of
No.
saying yes, getting a grayed out comment.
Oh yeah, I have drugs. That's what I'm hiding. No, I'm not hiding anything, bro.
I've realized this yes habit is extremely hard to break, even though
Why would I
wish
hide
could.
it?
It becomes completely overwhelming and counterproductive.
You know what drugs
It's hard
is?
to say yes when you're 18 years
Weirdly,
old.
it's better than talking about girls, but it's still pretty bad. Like, that's still a bad topic as well. Just like, how are you doing things, even the how are you doing and things like that are more fun to talk about than drugs and like girls. That's like a, you picked like the two worst topics to talk about. Yeah, I don't do drugs. I did alcohol in a wedding, but that doesn't really count. It's in a wedding. It's not like I'm an alcoholic or anything. I just drank it a lot once, and that's it.
Because I'll be brutally honest for anyone who could relate. First, I had a
No, I didn't think I could save that, especially because I couldn't see the buff. But I saved it.
Is just wired in such a way where if I'm not
Ryan, do you want to play this game? Well, I bet you don't actually, because maybe you do, but you probably don't want to download this on a Mac.
busy in order to see progress or not feel
What are you doing in chat?
on these things that I could have said yes to. I guess
I don't know, I think it's cool that you're doing it, but it is fun.
But in terms
Oh,
of
nice shot.
it was this. Second, in lieu of
Yeah, that's fun.
it was hard for me not to want to optimize everything.
Wait, why did I...
The classic example of what got you here.
I don't know, I wanted to say GG, but I thought we ended the game for some reason.
Every little thing financially. And up until recently, it's worked really, really well.
The thing is, some people do... He got the worst teammate, because, like, that's so far from trash talking, but, like, I think he might have stopped playing because he said that. But who cares? They would have lost anyway. I would have wanted to play, but...
Yes, I know some people call this...
Okay, now we should stop scoring. I'm gonna go against him, and I'm gonna try to
I would have been locked out of so many other opportunities.
waste as much time possible. Because I don't want to wait for a minute. Wait, but it's crazy. We got 2 goals in a very short time.
Even on YouTube, people loved that I wouldn't buy coffee because I could make it at home for 20 cents. I
Damn, that was
spent
good.
20 minutes searching for coupon codes if that meant that I could buy the item I wanted for 10% less. Or if there was something I could do myself for cheaper, I would just do it myself. Now, yes, to a certain degree, I had fun with this. But I would also get irrationally stressed out if an unexpected expense came up.
Okay, I'm bad at that. I almost got, like, full power there.
Deal on, or I felt was too much money than is worth it. And I would just fixate or think about those things for sometimes hours, days, weeks, months.
You know what? The thing is, he's actually helping us forfeit slightly. There's no chance they will win, so it's actually making us a little more likely to forfeit, because it will be annoying for us to stay the whole match.
I have a very hard time spending money. Again, it was so ingrained to save money at all costs that when it came time to spend some of the money, just couldn't do it. It was so difficult. It came so unnatural. even for things as innocent as getting a little extra legroom on the airplane.
The thing is, this is a very different environment than a normal
A slightly nicer meal. I didn't need the nice
5-year-old
meals.
game.
I would think, well, I may as well just save it. I guess
Nice.
what became a bit difficult here is that I was so adverse to spending money that when I
I can win without
nicer things,
training, which is good.
objectively make my life a lot easier and better, I just couldn't do it. It was hard to let go of these habits that I've stuck to so much for the last 20 years. So what finally broke? Well, honestly, one of the biggest realizations I had was that convenience.
You know, we gotta give credit to the people that are super rich and then make YouTube videos, because for some reason these people are also the people that make the best videos as well.
Was actually ordering meals from our sponsor Cook Unity. Yes, this is technically a sponsored segment, but no joke, I have been absolutely obsessed with
The thing is, he's actually probably richer than Hassan even. Actually, I don't know about that, but he probably is.
These meals taste incredible. The way it works is that you go online, select from hundreds of meals
לא,
prepared by a
אבל הייתי מדרדש כבר אם הייתי רוצה.
ships them right out to your front door. Not
כי זה היום האחרון, ואני רוצה לנוע. מה?
There's no meal prep or cleanup required.
Okay.
Lunch or
Well,
dinner
that
is
was
ready in
terrible.
as little as a few minutes.
By me, by him, by everyone. Oh hi, yeah, I wanna talk. Sure, but you said have a good stream, so I'm like, okay, bye. But you said see as well, that's even more. But yeah, we can talk.
If you want some specific meals that I've loved, by the way, I would highly recommend their roasted salmon and lobster sauce by Chef Andre Mendez, mustard crusted salmon by Ludo Lefebvre, and herb roasted salmon with truffle mashed potatoes by Chef Stacy Barang. Finally, in terms of price, surprisingly,
No,
it is
that was
insanely
terrible.
affordable. Like it's cheaper than what
I wanted a flight dribble, but that was
If you use
terrible.
my code GRAM50 at checkout, you could get 50% off of your first order just for giving him a shot. So again, if you want to give him a shot, visit cookunity.com/gram, or the link is down below in the description, and use the code GRAM50 to get 50% off.
Okay, לאן?
So in terms of what changed,
Okay.
it sounds pretty stupid, but there were two events that completely flipped my outlook on money. The first occurred during April of 2025 during the Trump tariff scare where the markets fell 25%.
No, I saved it apparently, but he saved it even more. You know what? I don't know if I saved it, but I hope I did. But it doesn't matter actually, because he saved it after that.
Market that I had just become completely desensitized to. And at that point I realized all of this energy that I had spent was pretty much for nothing. It just clicked for me that my hyperfrugality was getting to a point of being completely illogical. And it wasn't going to move the needle either way, regardless of whether or not I got a good deal on this like $12 item. All of these things I could have been doing just completely went away in like a few minutes of the S&P 500 going down. That's when I started to shift my perspective away from saving money at all costs to it's okay to spend a little extra money if it's something you really want that makes your life easier. Beyond that, though, there was a
I don't know what he was doing there. And I just realized we're not winning by much, so I have no idea why he did that.
I agreed to build in Los Angeles. The thing is, a little over a year ago, I did the
That's the normal thing someone would do there. I know it's not the right thing, but it's a normal
my properties in Los Angeles.
way a diamond would react to it.
That I never had to think of is what's
Damn, why are they ranked so?
Honestly, what started
Actually,
as
I'm
a
ranked a
no-brainer
bit high now
turned into one of
as
the
well.
grueling
But they're ranked even higher, I
of
guess.
my entire life. We are
Thought I
now
was 8-8.
into it.
Oh.
I've spent over $40,000 over budget because of
Nice.
random things the city of Los Angeles constantly demands last minute, and because of all of those headaches, I have created a money blueprint that I now stick to no matter what to make sure this never happens again. And if you're curious what's on that and how I've changed my entire life, here's what you came for. First, I follow the 80-20 rule. This is the concept that 20% of your actions lead to 80% of the outcome. And this is something I've been very bad at following. Like, in my mind, because I optimize for everything, it was somehow better to get, let's say, a 50% return on $100 than get a 10% return on $1,000, even though the $1,000 investment at 10% would objectively just be way better. Yes, I know it's dumb, but for the longest time, I've optimized for the best deal and not necessarily the best outcome, and that's something that had to change. I now have a screensaver on my phone, constantly reminding me to ask myself, is this a 20% action for an 80% result? And if the answer is no, I don't do it. This really helps me focus my time on where it's best spent, to focus on the things that bring the most ROI, and if it doesn't fall into that category, I just say no to it, even if it means less money. Second, I also ask myself, does this add complexity and hassle? If the answer to that is yes, then I also just don't want to do it. At this point, I want my life to be peaceful, I want it to be stress-free, and anything that gets in the way of that is just not
That was actually the best I could have done there. I wasn't even...
every single thing you
I was trying, but I didn't think I could do that, to be honest.
bogs you down in other areas. Essentially, every item you own or every project you take on causes your brain to value and pay attention to it, and this attention doesn't turn off. Basically, everything just becomes a part of your mental inventory, and I got to a point where I started to feel better, like a weight lifted off my shoulders, the more I just got rid of. Like, as an example of this, I just sold a property that I really initially didn't want to sell because I thought I was going to miss this place, but as soon as I got rid of it, it was amazing. No more property tax.
Oh, nice.
No more.
I thought there was like barely any time, but it's enough to actually do something.
Miscellaneous things that were eating up random chunks of my day, gone, vanished forever.
Wow.
I'm repeating this throughout other properties.
I didn't expect that. That's a crazy goal.
This allows me to focus on the 20%, again, that yields the best outcome overall. Or really, I guess in other words, I'd become this master at optimizing 80% of my work that really led to 20% of the outcome. And when most of my stress, my headache is tied to that 80%, it becomes a no-brainer just to cut it out. This whole experience just made me realize that I wasn't optimizing anything, I was torturing myself to save pennies while ignoring the things that actually mattered the most. But then that brings me to third, finally spending money. Even though this one doesn't come naturally to me, I've started to follow the mindset that it is okay to spend money if it makes your life easier, if it adds convenience, and if it brings peace of mind. And I gotta say, the peace of mind I've gotten from not having to think through every single purchase has been completely worth it. Like, I'm no longer stressing myself out over spending a little bit more money. Or when I'm online, I try not to spend 30 minutes trying to save $5 on free shipping because there's a coupon code somewhere out there that I just gotta go and find. Or if there's a contract...
Well, the thing is, he's also rich now. So it's like, it makes sense.
I'm just gonna pay the extra price and not worry about it. This type of mindset has really alleviated a lot of stress. It's taken away a lot of mental optimization.
Well, he has that mindset because he's richer now, but
the entire point of saving to
maybe I think it's good to have that mindset though.
Paycheck at the club and not saving anything. But if you've saved enough being frugal to the point where you can start spending more money, then it's worth it in ways that actually benefit your overall enjoyment of just day-to-day life. Then finally, fourth, I've also spent a lot of time improving my health. I promise this part isn't sponsored, but I recently did my entire blood work through Function Health, and they gave me so many insights into potential issues that I had no idea about. Like, I tried to go into the doctor once a year, give or take, but they never test for anything unless you have symptoms.
You should probably wanted to get that sponsored though, I guess.
I had unusually high cholesterol, and I had a few other potential...
Yeah, this definitely seemed like a sponsor. I was like, what are you saying? Makes no sense to say this is not a sponsor, but now it actually does sound like this.
In the last, like, 10 years, I could wake up now, and I have full energy.
He's still talking about it.
More focus. I'm not waking up tired and then thinking that I just got a bad night of sleep. I honestly feel 10 years younger. It sounds like an exaggeration.
It's not, you know what, the thing is, even if it works super well and it's the best app for the world, this concept is still not for me.
I've not been perfect, and I still, in my mind, try to optimize for everything, and I still try to fixate on how I could save money. I'm doing better, and this is the closest I've gotten in about 2 years to finding balance. And in all of that, here's what I've realized. Almost everybody talks about optimizing for higher returns, saving efficiency, and building wealth, but almost nobody talks about how to spend that money when you actually have the ability to do so. It's probably just unpopular, maybe it's a bit niche, but I think there's a huge market out there of savers that they have no idea how to enjoy what they've worked so hard for. Now, yes, I also know that's a very first world problem to have. It's a great problem to have. In fact, you're very fortunate to have the issue of not being able to spend the money that you've saved, especially when so many people could barely scrape by. But for anyone who has saved up or worked for decades to build something up that they're afraid to spend down, it is something at least worth thinking about, and I'm still trying to figure it out myself. Now, lastly, I just want to say this. Ever since scaling...
Should have shot it harder. There was a potential for me to shoot it harder.
I've had time for otherwise, like building out the Iced Coffee Hour podcast. Back then, we just about hit 1 million subscribers, and now we just passed 1.5 million subscribers. We have never missed a Sunday episode, and we've gotten such incredible guests.
1.5 million? I thought he had way more than that.
On top of that, a year ago, I created a networking group for established business owners, entrepreneurs, and investors that would meet up every quarter in person. All of that started from an Instagram.
This is a crazy overview.
Over 3,000 applications, and from that we picked a group of 25 people who could help each other out. If you're interested in that, by the way, and you have the time to be able to meet up in person, I'll put the application down below in the description to fill that out. There will be a wait list, but again, if you fall into that category as being like a founder, business owner, with some real estate people in there, submit your information and we'll be in touch. So yeah, that's my take on stepping back, cutting things out, and the progress I've made so far. Yes, I know it's a lot more personal than I used to.
That was crazy. Well, I'm gonna stop Rocket League. I'm doing this more often.
I just really
Bye, guys.
appreciate you watching, and hopefully
I'll just call my friend. Bye, guys.
even if you're not there.